What's it like being blind in Ghana? Hello and welcome to the Kafui Day Show. All around the world in October, thus this month is dedicated to issues of blindness. And it got me thinking about what's it like to be visually impaired or blind in Ghana. I'm here at the offices of the Ghana Blind Union, and my guest today is the Executive Director of the Ghana Blind Union, Dr. Peter Obeng-Asamoa. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Let's start from the beginning. Tell us your story living as somebody who is blind in Ghana.
I lost my sight when I was about 19 years old. I was in school then, and I was fortunate to have very enlightened parents. My dad was a lecturer, became project administrator, and my mom was a teacher. So, of course, for them, their first option was medical, and when that didn't go through, then their second option was to make sure I didn't lose my education. So I was sent to school, in secondary school, and the university, and I finished up and started working and did a PhD, and I began working here, and here I am today. So
I'm curious about the PhD. What was your PhD in?
my PhD was in history. I mean, I've always had a love for history, so I've really liked to do research and things like that. But coming back to your initial focus about being blind and going through school, it's not been that easy, in our time, and I dare say it still lingers on today. You don't really have all the facilities you need to go through education. So education is a struggle, and you really need a certain level of determination to really go through it.
And you said you were blind at the age of 19.
Yeah.
So you were born sighted.
Oh yes.
What was that like? Was it a sudden occurrence? You woke up one day and you couldn't see, or it was a progressive?
Very close to the sudden occurrence. It was very traumatic. Actually, it resulted from something that started with headaches and migraines, and I had to go to hospital to do brain scans, and then there was some treatment which doctors believe as a side effect of the treatment ended up affecting my optic nerve, and that is what ultimately led to me losing my sight. And the loss of sight actually took a period of about 2 to 3 weeks. So in that situation, in that sense, you could say it was quite sudden, because it was like every day I woke up seeing less than the previous day. So it was quite traumatic. It was a very emotional time, very stressful time, not for only me but for my family.
Were you scared? What kind of emotions? Can you remember the emotions that were going through you with this gradual but quite
Well, it was
experience?
more of despair, was more of hopelessness, knowing that you were powerless to really stop it, because you had gone to the hospital, the doctors had tried their best, and it was as if you're powerless to stop it. You know that, okay, go to bed, I know I wake up in the morning and this will be less, you see. And then there was a fight against it, like the denial factor, said, to force you to see what you couldn't really see. And it was a very stressful period, I would say. And I also say again that not just for me, but for my family as well, because my parents also had aspirations and dreams, as all parents do, for their children. And they also, found it very difficult to cope with the situation. And then there were my friends who were also stunned. They didn't know how to react to this.
How did they interpret this condition of yours?
Oh, well, some of them were, they said they were just stupefied. They really didn't know how to react. And some of them even didn't know how to relate to me, because it was like the basis of our whole relationship had changed. And some of them, like when they come to me, like they're very careful of what to say and what not to say. But in all this, I'll say my family stood with me. Yeah, my family gave me that support that I needed. And then in my education too, I met certain individuals who also stood with me, and with God by my side, because I'm a Christian, with the faith that I have, I've been able to go through it.
Take us through the first year or so after you got blind. I mean, what new skills did you have to learn? What kind of things did you have to
You
go
mean
through?
like when I went to school?
Yeah, no, yes, after you got blind, the first year after you got blind, what happened?
Okay, actually, I stayed at home for 2 years, dealing with the medical and the emotional trauma of it. And then I finally went to school, went to secondary school. The first thing I had to do was to learn Braille. And for me, that was a very stressful experience because first, and let me say this, before I lost my sight, I was an art student. You see, I love to paint, I love to draw. So now I was in a situation where I couldn't see to do that. And I went to school, now I had to learn Braille, I had to read with my hands. I actually, for some time, I even resisted it because I remember I would even try and write with a pen, even I still do my exams with a pen.
Even though you couldn't see?
Yes, even though I couldn't see, I put a ruler on the paper to keep my writing straight, and then I'll write with a pen. But at the point in time, I had to really accept the situation and began to use Braille. And there again, yes, I used it quite well, but it was very stressful. And the mobility aspect, learning to walk around without seeing, learning to use a white cane to navigate your way, that also was a very new, and for me, it was even a dangerous experience because then I had a vivid idea of gutters, of what things could happen to you if you missed your step. So that also was a very serious situation that I had to go through. And of course, I fell a few times. A few times I missed my step. A few times some people guided me the wrong way and ended up falling down or
intentionally.
Oh no, I wouldn't say intentionally.
Okay, all right.
But and then bumping your head against the wall here and then corner here, a few injuries here and there. But all in all, yes, it was something that I had to go through.
Definitely.
Yes, so I did.
What, in your estimation, has been the toughest experience being blind in this country?
I would say that for somebody who is blind and really wants to make a way, especially for a young person, the toughest experience is wanting to learn or acquire a good education and not having the right facilities to do so. You want to read books and you don't have the books. You want to go to school and then there are so many impediments in your way. That is a very difficult situation because you somehow know that if it wasn't because you were blind, you could just walk into a bookshop and pick a book off the shelf. But now you're limited. And so that is a very difficult thing to come to terms with.
How do you go about it? Audiobooks or braille books?
Well, now we are looking at books in other formats. We passed the Marrakesh Treaty in Ghana. That was last year. The Marrakesh Treaty was passed, and so now we have the legal framework to make books. So we use Braille, we use audio, and now we're also encouraging ICT, so you can have digital books. We are linking up with other libraries like Bookshare, which is an international library, digital library, so you can hook on and get books which you can download onto your PC or even your phone and then read. So well, now the options are better.
Definitely. Better than when you were years ago.
A lot better.
As we're wrapping up this conversation, what's your big vision as far as the Ghana Blind Union, which you lead, is concerned, and what you hope for the people who live with visual impairment?
Well, my vision for Ghana Blind Union, when I joined Ghana Blind Union, I joined from a situation where I had gone through a rough time in school, virtually no books, very difficult, no ICT, nothing. My vision then was to make sure that those coming after me will not have the same situation. So when I joined Ghana Blind Union, I can say with all pride and all thanks to God that I introduced ICT for blind persons in Ghana. That was my main vision at that time. I can also say that I know that blind people can't get their facilities anywhere around. You can't just walk to a shop and buy Braille paper. So I was a catalyst for the establishment of the Ghana Resource Center. That was the vision then. Now looking to the future, I want a situation where no blind child would have a situation where he can't have access to reading material. And so I believe that every child, every blind person should have access to ICT, whether it be in laptops, whether it be smartphones, whether it be Victor readers, that every blind child or every blind learner, not just children, but learner, because books are not for education, but education and leisure.
Indeed.
And then also every blind person who wants to work, whether in the informal or formal sector, would have the support to do that work and to achieve whatever they want, because there is dignity in work.
Indeed.
And every blind person deserves to have self-dignity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Peter Obeng-Asamoa. This last question is for my children. They want to know whether you dream.
Oh, I dream a lot. I love to dream. I dream a lot. And,
Do you see colors?
Oh, I see colors. I see people. I see people. I see animals. I love to sit in front of the television, and I love to watch action films, and I love to watch nature like wildlife, natural wild and all that. And when I dream, sometimes I dream of these things.
And you see them you see them.
Oh,
visually?
yeah.
Okay. And when you wake up and you realize that you can't see again, how does that make you feel?
Oh, well, you don't really come to that. You just wake up and know, oh, this has been a dream. It's okay. Yeah.
Dr. Peter Obeng-Asamoa,
Yes.
Executive Director of the Ghana Blind Union. Thank you very much. You've been watching the Kafui Day Show. If you liked it, well, like it, make the comments, and share it. And we'll bring you another exciting episode later on. Thank you for watching.